Ask yourself, are you a thermostat or are you a thermometer? A thermometer merely reacts to its surroundings, meaning if the temperature is cold, the thermometer will go down. If the temperature is hot, the thermometer goes up. However, a thermostat, it sets the temperature. That means it has control of the surroundings, right? If you want to warm up the temperature, you set the thermostat higher. If you want to cool down the room, you set it lower, right? So which one are you? See the difference? Are you reacting to the stimuli around you? Are you reacting to other people and their emotions and their words? Or are you the one that sets the mood and sets the tone, that you are there and you're like, no, nobody's going to press my buttons and change how I feel? You do get to decide which one are you. Hi, I'm Kirsten, and I'm trained as a clinical hypnotherapist and a master hypnotist. I'm also the author of the book, Power Now, The Art of Getting What You Want. Part of what I do is I work with professionals who are high achieving, which also can mean that they have a lot of high stress levels, and therefore they're looking for tools to help themselves feel more in control of their mind so they can perform better in work without the stress adding up and weighing on them and holding them back. The goal is to learn how to heal those triggers that are creating the anxiety attacks, the panic attacks, or the downward spiral. You heal those triggers, you heal the underlying cause within your subconscious mind so that you can get into a place where you are the one in control. Just noticing your emotions, observing them without them meaning anything about you, and you're still able to choose your actions and carry on the way that you want to. I was working with a nurse, and she had a lot of stress in her life because nursing is an incredibly, let's admit it, it can be a stressful job, right? You have people's health in your hands, people's lives in your hands, a lot of responsibilities, and things are often very fast-paced in that industry. So often I get people who come to me and they say, I don't even know if I'm cut out to be in the medical industry anymore because it's so stressful, it's so fast-paced, and all this stress is adding up, it's draining me, I feel burnt out, I don't know whether I should quit and take time off or go into a different industry. So that's where this person was at. I'll call her Sarah for this video. So Sarah was in this place where she was debating whether she should stop nursing altogether or go on stress leave because she was just feeling so burnt out that she felt every little tiny stressor is adding on to her stress. And she was saying, things that never used to stress me out before, they're really stressing me out now and I can't even handle them anymore. Why is that? You know why that is? That is a sign of burnout, where every little thing starts to add up and you are at your wit's end saying, oh my gosh, I just can't take anymore, or I'm going to snap, or I'm going to lose it, or I'm going to break down. That's where Sarah was at. So we worked together, and within 2 months, less than 2 months, she was feeling so much better. In fact, we dealt with the underlying cause of her stress and her anxiety so that at work, what ended up happening was even her boss noticed how well she has been doing. And her boss commented and said, wow, these things you used to struggle with, and now you have all this confidence and all these newfound abilities to handle things. You're managing so much better. So her boss even noticed the results, which made her feel better about herself as well. And she would come to me each session and say, you know what? I'm so surprised that I'm feeling so good. I'm managing stress even better. I don't need to go on stress leave at all. I feel amazing, as if I'm on top of the world. And these things that used to really stress me out at work, they're not getting to me at all. In fact, I can feel I can handle even more challenges. That's what Sarah was saying to me. And then the cherry on top was when she had this coworker that got assigned to work with her. And this is a coworker she didn't want to work with because this woman was someone who caused her a lot of stress and would push her around and treat her like a doormat. Now, if you're anything like Sarah, where perhaps you're in that state where you feel like you're a pushover, you feel people take advantage of you, and we know that doesn't feel so good. It's hard to stand up for yourself, and it's as if this person feels they own you and they can just make these demands, and that's just the way it is. So we worked together, and this is what Sarah told me. She said, you know what? I can't even believe I'm going to say this, but that woman, she doesn't bother me at all. And in fact, I actually stood up for myself in a professional way, and now she respects me and she's not bossing me around anymore. I won't even let her treat me like a doormat. Like, that's done. That part of me doesn't exist anymore. Wow. That is tremendous. So at the end of our time working together, this was just under 2 months of working together. She accomplished these things where now she feels on top of the world, plus she has tools to deal with any sort of stressor that happens in her workplace, so that those stressors aren't going to throw her off track and make her go down into a rut and stay there for weeks or months and just feel so burnt out and exhausted. No, instead, what happens now, because we dealt with the underlying stress that was within the subconscious mind, we healed that, and then that helped to regulate her nervous system, and it helped her to gain these tools for when something challenging happens at work. This is how we are retraining your brain and retraining your mind to respond. And the goal is to retrain the mind to respond in a new way, that you are in an empowered state of responding. And I know for a lot of you, it can seem kind of hard to imagine that, what? I can train my brain and I can train my mind to control my emotions and to control my thoughts. That might seem far out for you, and it used to be that way for me. It used to be that way for Sarah. She never felt that she was in control of her mind or her mood before. She never felt the ability to be able to stand up for herself. She never felt the ability to manage stress too well. And now she feels like a completely brand new person with these ideal traits and characteristics, because we retrain her brain to respond that way. So if you're curious on how you can retrain your mind and your brain to respond better to challenges and your circumstances, and to be that thermostat where you can control your mind and your mood, if you are interested in that, then feel free to visit the link below to book a consultation with me and to discuss. We will retrain your mind to, instead of negatively reacting to stressors and triggers, we can retrain your mind to no longer react to those stressors and to instead have a new response where you are the one in control of your mind and of your emotions. Think of how valuable that is in your life and what that can do for you in your career, where you are the one in control of how you think and how you feel. Yes, that can happen for you. I would absolutely love if you subscribe to my channel. It's a small channel, but it's growing, and I'm so happy to have each and every one of you here. So thank you so much for watching. Please like my video, and I will see you in the next video.